And welcome back, everyone, to the Bitter Wolf Cave. I am Isaiah Swanson, the spokeshuman for the Bitter Wolf, who's now here with us, and he'll probably come out later. But we're here today to talk about the bitter unknown. What does that mean? So we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, but welcome back to our panelists, the Bitter Panelists. We have Sam and Brendan from Our Life in Horror. Welcome back.
Thanks for having us again.
Thank you.
And you want to tell everyone about you and your channel?
Yep. We do horror reviews, live shows, lots of live shows, physical media talk.
He made me watch when after spooky season.
Yeah, we got to get back to that segment where we make each other watch movies.
Mhm.
Yeah, lots of horror stuff. I'll leave it at that.
All right. And we also have Mike and Serial, the very busy Mike and Serial. We're so thankful that you gave us your time before October takes you away forever.
Hi, thanks. I'm Mike and Serial. I am 1/3 of Rise from the Dead podcast, where we discuss deep cuts and indie horror, as well as I am 1/2 of Voices from the Mausoleum, especially Found Footage Fridays, where we discuss and dissect all things found footage and in-world camera. And then I myself just do a little bit of everything here and there. I'm starting to do more content on my personal stuff, like my TikTok and Instagram, covering shorts and stuff. Keeping busy, but I will always make time for the Bitter Panel.
Yay. Thank you so much. And I think this is like our 5th or 6th gathering together as a group. It just sort of became a thing over time, and it's fun. So we'll just keep doing it. But I came up with this bitter unknown panel for the month of October, and this is encompassing things like ghosts, things like unsolved mysteries. We're going to play some games as we normally do. And what else do I have on here? Let me double check. Oh, local legends. Of course, we have some campfire tales. So this is going to be pretty fun. And we're going to start out with ghosts. I normally do some sort of, what's that word I'm looking for? I can't think of it. Like
I know
mad monsters. I can't think of the word right now, but I don't have one for this. So this is not the ghostly ghosts. What we're gonna do here, everyone, is we're gonna go around and we're gonna talk about do you believe in ghosts? But Brendan, you were talking about what is a ghost first, so I like that. What is a ghost to you, Brendan?
Well, I don't know, an apparition, an echo. I like the echoes. Like, I grew up watching like Creepy Canada. I don't know if anybody had ever watched.
Ooh.
Did you ever watch that growing up, Creepy Canada?
No, but I know what it is, but we're the only ones from Canada, so
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. So the Creepy Canada was like this bio documentary style retelling of like ghost stories all over Canada, and like they were always like apparitions and like poltergeists and stuff like that. But there was like, I know we were talking about the definition of like ghosts and demons, and I would almost say that they're not the same for me.
Okay.
Yeah. But ghosts are like echoes, they tend to, they're almost like stuck in their own purgatory. They're wandering around still doing the same things. Like, that's what I kind of learned from Creepy Canada, is like they keep wandering the same halls, repeating it day after day. So that's kind of my definition of a ghost.
That's fantastic. Creepy Canada. That sounds like an awesome childhood memory, actually. I wish I had a Creepy Canada when I was a kid.
I think they're all on YouTube. I can send you some.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. Okay, Sam, what about you? You have any? Oh, you didn't watch Creepy Canada?
No, but I read Ontario's Most Haunted Places, whatever that book series was. There's a bunch of them.
I had a few of those too.
And a school in my town was in one of the books. GCI High School.
Oh.
It was haunted. Apparently a teacher hung himself there and haunted the top floor, and it looks like a castle, that school. So every time I drive by it, I think of that. But yeah, a ghost to me is someone who has passed and is pretty much stuck, like hasn't been able to make it to the afterlife, I guess. That's what I think a ghost is. And I would put demons in a similar category when like referring to movies and stories and stuff, but I think demons are more so like an evil entity. I don't really know where they come from, but that's more so what I would think they are rather than a person who has passed.
Okay. All right. So what about you, Mike?
Yeah, I think for me, the way I would define a ghost, same thing. It's an apparition of someone who has passed. But I think a ghost is kind of the middle ground between demonic energy and more so angelic energy. Just kind of if you are a more religious person or you at least believe in the possibility of what religion states. I think if a ghost basically is a malevolent ghost, I think you're really dealing with a demonic spirit. And I think if it's just a ghost who's here to guide as a guardian angel, I think that they would be more considered angel. So I think like a ghost itself is just the immediate apparition of someone who's passed, but they have the opportunity to become demonic or angelic.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, you all gave really good definitions here, but the real question is, do you believe in ghosts? And for me, I thought about this, and I still don't know if I have an answer. We've asked this question of ourselves our entire lives, and I don't know what I think. But let's start with Mike this time. We'll go the opposite order.
I am a little all over the place because I myself am not a big believer in the afterlife. So with that being said, I guess technically I'm really shouldn't be believing in ghosts. But I feel like I am open to the possibility of there being ghosts. And I don't, when people tell me that they have had like a supernatural experience or have seen a ghost, I don't necessarily just like not believe them because I don't personally believe. I am the type of person that I have to personally like feel it, see it, understand it to believe it, but I'm not going to discount what somebody says. So I'm open to the possibility of ghosts, but not necessarily believing in ghosts.
All right. Do you have any experiences that you're going to share with us? Not right now, but when we get to it.
Sort of.
Okay. Because that's an interesting concept too. It's like sometimes we experience things that we can't explain in life, and because we don't understand it, we want to attribute it to something paranormal or supernatural. And but that doesn't necessarily mean that we have a deep belief that these things are real. We just don't really know. Okay. What do you think, Sam?
I have a really hard time with this topic too. I have had experiences, so I'll get into that when we get to it. But my brain still goes to, was my brain tricking myself? So, and I'm very much, I need to see it to believe it. So I've almost always said my whole life, like I want to experience ghosts and stuff like that, as long as they're positive, because I want to believe it so bad because I love spooky things, right? So it's such a hard topic unless like it's like bluntly in front of me. So I'm kind of in the middle. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yes. Brendan, what about you?
Well, I'm just going to say Sam's going about it all wrong. We want the powerful fucking ghosts around. I want to see shit move, and then I'll believe it. I
have though, and I still don't believe it. We'll get to that.
And yes, Sam's got the really best ghost story. I have one, but like looking back at it now at an older age, I don't think that's what it was. But I would love to believe in ghosts. I do. I'm a huge fan of like ghost hunting shows. Whenever I catch them, or like I really like YouTube videos of like who caught this ghost on camera. Like it genuinely creeps me out, and like I seriously want to believe in it, but at the same time, it's like I need to experience it in my own home. Bring me that fucking poltergeist. I want to see some dishes flying off the shelves.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I gotcha. You want some paranormal activity going on? Have you ever seen the famous? This video went viral in the U.S. like whenever I was in college. I don't know if you saw it in Canada, but it was a video of a police chase. The police was chasing someone who was going really fast, and she like turns really sharply and goes in this direction, and the cop turns, and there's a fence there, but you can see the car continuing to go beyond the fence, but the fence is perfectly intact, just like but somehow she's on the other side of it, and so it's called the ghost car. Have you seen that video?
No.
Yeah, you should watch that. I'll send it to you if I can remember.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool.
It's pretty. It gave me chills, at least in college. But do you have any videos like that you can remember? Any ones that really creeped you out?
Yeah, so there's this video series of this spot in Mexico where they will be driving down the road and their radio will all of a sudden switch to ambulance sirens, and then it'll be a woman crying for help. And like, I think you have to be on a certain station, but it's like just in this like one like 50 feet of road that it happens, and like it's been documented like to hell. Like everybody goes there just to do it, and like every time it's what happens. It's just wild. It's so random. Like, how does that happen in that one little spot? And that one gives me the chills. It gave me the chills just talking about it.
That's great. I love it. I love getting the chills. Sam, do you have any videos or anything like that?
Nothing that I can remember off the top of my head. Like, I'm sure I've watched a handful of them, but I always just was like, oh, it's fake. Like, my brain goes right to that. So I don't have anything off the top of my head.
Okay. Have you seen any videos, Mike? And then we'll go around and share our ghost stories.
Not really, because I'm kind of like with Sam, but more so of I don't watch a lot of anything that's supposed to be real. I don't do a lot of the ghost hunting shows that people are obsessed with and stuff, because I'm like, again, it's more so if I see it and if I'm watching it and that something happens, my initial reaction is, well, this isn't real, because it would be a very boring show if nothing ever happened. So clearly they're going to make stuff happen. So I'm very much a non-believer in videos that are being sent to me or like shown to me with the intention of seeing a ghost.
Okay.
So I don't go out of my way.
Buy the ghost car. I'm going to send you the ghost car, and you're going to prove it wrong. Okay. That's fair though, and I totally get it, because a lot of these, have been exposed as. I mean, obviously, when you're making a show, like you said, they're not going to put out a show where nothing happens. So, obviously, we already knew they're going to drum up some of that. But then we talk about these unexplained incidents that that make us wonder and make us doubt our certainty. So, do you have any ghost stories to share? Or any bizarre experiences?
Who?
Oh, anybody. Sorry.
Yeah, I have a few.
Okay, we'll start with Sam. If you have a few, I've got like one or two to share. So, but I'll go last.
Okay. So most of mine happened in my 20s because I was very into. I don't know. I was more spiritual back then, I think, like into like the tarot cards and the Ouija boards and all that stuff. So like I haven't had anything happen recently, but I was living at my ex's dad's, and I remember going down the stairs in the middle of the night to get water or something. And I swear I like jumped because I swear there was like feet that ran by me, like right in front of me. But then my head goes to like, okay, well, like I'm tired, so maybe it was just nothing, right? But I was like so sure. And then when I was living in a basement apartment, there was a shot glass on the counter, and okay, so this is the shot glass, and it started going across the counter and then went in a different direction and was like going in different directions. So like, if it was like, I don't know, a draft or something, it probably would have just gone the one way, but it went multiple directions and it was really creepy. And then I've had like lots of weird dreams in my 20s. I don't have them anymore, but they would be of people who have passed and like coming to tell me messages, I guess. So, and they would be people that I wasn't close with. So I had one with my uncle coming to tell my cousin a message, and like I wasn't close with him. Another one was this random girl I went to high school with, her mom that passed away in high school was in my dream. And like, I was like, that's so random. And then the next day I woke up and it was like her birthday on Facebook or something. And then I had another one. These were all like within like 5 years, these dreams. Another one was a girl I played ringette with when I was a kid. She had cancer and she passed away. We weren't like close friends or anything, but I had a dream about her wanting to say a message, and then the next day I woke up and went on Facebook and it was like the anniversary of her death, and just like dreams like that. And I don't have them anymore, and I'm wondering if like I had a friend chat with me recently, like a few weeks ago, and she has these dreams as well, and she like taps into them because she's like really spiritual, and I'm like wondering if I don't have them anymore because I'm not tapped in anymore. Which is weird because I'm sober now. You'd think I would be more tapped in. Whereas in my 20s, I wasn't like the opposite of sober. So I'm really confused about that. But my vibrations should be higher now. But yeah, maybe if I like tapped into that stuff more, I would start having those dreams again. I just don't know if I want to necessarily, because they tend to be sad. And I don't know, you wake up all shook and stuff. It is kind of cool, I guess. But it's also weird because I don't know these people half the time. And I'm like, I'm not going to go deliver this message to this random person that I knew in high school because they're going to think I'm crazy.
Wow. That's really interesting. Well, I wonder if it's because you were, you say you're more tapped in now. Maybe it's because you weren't as tapped in then, and they were coming as a kind of a warning. So I'm thinking of like, things like sleep paralysis demons. You know, sometimes those are associated with things in your life when you're bottling things up really intensely, and they'll come to visit you, and it's kind of like one of those things where it's a release, like we got to get this shit out. That's one interpretation of that. You know, so I'm just imposing it, but okay, yeah, that's great. And Brendan, do you have any you want to share? We'll go back to you too, Sam, but we'll go round robin.
Sure. So mine will actually be on sleep paralysis
stuff. Okay, perfect.
Good segue.
Yeah, actually perfect. So like I've had like 3 experiences in my life, but like at first I had my little ghost story. I guess I remember waking up as a kid in my uncle's farmhouse, and there being like this blue hazy silhouette in my doorway, and I couldn't do anything. I was just frozen. So like I always encountered that as like a ghost story, but now now that I'm older and I know more about just everything, life in general.
Oh, hello.
Oh. Hey, what's going on?
We're telling ghost stories.
Sorry, Brendan. We're welcoming Sean to this portion. Welcome, Sean.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm still trying to get unpacked and settled in, but we're getting there. So yeah.
Oh, great. Oh, you're moving in today.
I moved in yesterday, so now it's the unpacking phase.
Well, welcome, Sean. You want to tell everyone who you are, Sean? And I mean, we know who you are, but
no, I'm nobody. No. Yeah, I'm Sean from Sean's Horror Corner, which gives some absolutely amazing reviews, so people should check it out. I'm still medicated, in case you couldn't tell.
Oh, we'll get an update on your kidney stones too, because we have Sean's Kidney Stone Corner as well.
That's still going on.
Okay. Okay, Brendan. So now that Sean's here, Brendan had just started telling his story. We're going through and telling some of our ghost experiences. So we're going to let Brendan tell his story, and then we'll loop around to you after that.
Sure.
All right. Yeah. So it's like a blue, like the ghost thing apparition that I think I saw was like this bluish haze. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of one of the monsters from Scooby-Doo. It like the cartoon one. It kind of reminds me of that. But like then as like you get older and you start learning about like dream paralysis and stuff like that, I think that's what it was, just at a really young age, because these are dreams that like I haven't forgotten. So there was that one. And I remember in my teenage years, there was a woman, an old haggard woman, scratching at my window and trying to like get in, and I couldn't do anything about it, but like she was peering in and scratching and whispering to me and trying to get in my bedroom.
Oh my
So
God.
that, yeah, it was horrifying. I'll never forget what she looks like. Like it was just awful. And then I had one in this house.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I swear I told you about it. No?
Oh
I
God.
just- I
Now
just
Sam's gonna
had,
be traumatized.
yeah, I was just sleeping, and then I woke up somewhat, I guess, probably not. And I was kind of looking around the bedroom, and then I see this like dark silhouette standing in the doorway. And then it like creeped over to the bottom of the bed, stood there and watched, and I couldn't do anything. And then I was like just trying to like internally I was freaking out to start. And then I'm like trying to calm myself down, but like it's getting closer and closer. So my heart's just like racing out of my chest. So I couldn't get out of it. But honestly, I haven't had one in a while, but like I've had 3 sleep paralysis dreams in my life, and they're all unforgettable because it is so terrifying. And my mom talked about it too. She gets them every once in a while too, and she's kind of figured out a way to stop. Like she's figured out a trick to stop them from happening. Because like she's like 90% of the time when they happen, you're sleeping on your back. So she's like, if you start to feel yourself kind of in that like mode, turn over if you can, because then it won't happen at all.
Oh,
So I guess my
wow.
mom gets them quite frequently too. I love sleep paralysis demon theory. I think that's such a cool idea. The shadow people stuff. Such
Yeah,
a cool.
it's insane, and like I've
scary.
experienced it as well, Brendan. Like it was the last time I did though was 14 years ago, I think. So it's been a long time, but I still feel it just as if it happened yesterday, and I can see it, and I can everything, and it visited me for every night for a week straight in that year, and it was just horrific. So your experience that you described of the person in the shadow in the doorway was exactly what I had, and it kept creeping in closer every single night. And by the end of it, it was in the bed with me on my girlfriend's face, and it was speaking to me, and it was just horrible. So yeah, it gives me like goosebumps to think about it, and it was so traumatizing. I immediately forgot about the incident. Like I repressed it, and then I didn't remember it for another 6 years when I was having some drunken conversation at the bar. So yeah, it could be horrifying. It could be truly horrifying. Mike, did you have any of those?
Well, definitely no sleep paralysis that I can ever recall. And judging by how you guys are describing it, I would have recalled it at some point. So I'm
Yes.
going to say no. But any like ghost or supernatural experiences, I would say not necessarily. I do have something that I feel like sort of happened, but I have my logical explanation. But I'm going to move that story to a different topic that we
Okay.
have because it fits in a little bit more. The only thing I will say is I had this one experience was shared between me and my sister, and we didn't find out about it till a couple days later. And I would say, because we're talking about ghosts and stuff, but I would also put, because I think that there is slightly a difference of like a spiritual bond as well. And I had a very like spiritual connection moments when I was turning 18. We were celebrating it at my house with a bunch of family members, and my sister was giving a speech about me, and she was doing a core memory of ours of when we used to be babysat by our babysitter who was there for us for a good chunk of our lives. Even her and her family were always a big part of our lives, even after they stopped babysitting us. Her children went to like big events of ours, like graduations, when my sister got married. So they were always a big part of our life. But on my 18th birthday, my sister's telling this story, this in-depth story about the babysitter. It was a fun story. And it was just this beautiful moment, and I was really excited about it because I had forgotten a little bit A few days later, one of the babysitter's children called us to let us know that she had passed. And we asked when and all this stuff. So she ended up passing on the day that we celebrated my birthday. And because it was just a weird feeling, out of curiosity, we asked, when did she pass? And it was, obviously we won't know the exact, but it was basically what they told us was around the same time that my sister was giving the speech. So it was this like deep spiritual connection that we felt because someone important of our life had passed. And that's the way I view it, and my sister views it. So I would say that's the closest thing to like a paranormal-ish experience, but like through spiritual connection. I think that would be the closest thing that I had.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's amazing. And it's also a great segue into talking to Sean, because I was going to ask him a bit about, as the former preacher, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but I just think it's an interesting perspective to have, because you have the religious element as well when it comes to ghosts and spirits and things like this. And Mike was talking about that spiritual connection that you can have. I think there's something to what Mike is saying, but what do you think about, well, first, everyone went around first and said, what is a ghost? So let's ask you that first. What do you think a ghost is? And that's a separate question from, do you believe in ghosts? So what is your definition of a ghost? And then do you believe in them?
So that's something, to be completely honest, that I've been questioning a lot the last few years of my life. I used to have what I thought was a pretty sound theory, but again, a lot of it was based on my past. So now that I question so many things from my past, I think I'm still trying to figure that out. All I can really tell you is just from where I'm at this point. I don't. I'm going to have to combine the two. Sorry, because that's the only way I know how to explain it. So
that's fine. Yeah.
I don't myself completely believe in ghosts the way a lot of people do. But I've also heard a theory that if you're not open to it, you're not ever really going to experience this kind of thing. And so maybe that's why, me personally, I haven't experienced anything to deal with that. Now, I've heard stories from some other people that I know very well. So while I don't believe in ghosts per se, I do believe in spirits, both good and bad. I just don't think that they are people that we've known that have left us or that kind of thing. I think there's something else. So that's that's my thought process.
Cool. Yeah. Do you know what that something else is, or is that what you're still questioning?
I mean, I'm still questioning it somewhat. There's good and bad, and I'm trying to decide exactly what I think they are, because that's what I believed for years, and now I'm just like, interesting, because I've never had a real experience myself, either side, good or bad. I do feel like in the last couple of years there have been a few very minor things that occur here and there. You know, I mean, we've all known, we hear things like, if a dog is staring off into space just barking, that maybe there's something there. My dog does that occasionally and kind of makes me wonder what the fuck's going on. And then for some reason in the last couple of years, I have started to have a few things here and there where just I could have sworn I saw something out of the corner of my eye, but when I look, there's nothing there. And so at that point, I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm getting old and seeing shit now. That's great. But so I'm still trying to figure it all out myself. But yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at.
Okay, that was great. Thanks for sharing that. And my dog does that as well. But then sometimes I have to wonder, what can they hear that we can't hear? We know they can smell things millions of miles away. So who knows what's going on in the mind?
And I mean, I can tell you if you want, because again, this is not my personal experience. It's an experience that someone else has told me that would be more on the good side of whatever it was, whether it's a ghost, a spirit, whatever, it's more on the good side. Again, I've never experienced it myself, but I've heard two different stories from two different people that I would believe, and just trying to figure out what I think about their stories. But it's not going to be anything creepy, but I can still tell you the story if you want.
Yeah, that's great. So what we're going to do now, does anyone? Because I know Sam, you have some other ghost stories to share, and
Not
I have a
really.
couple to share. Oh, you don't have
I
any
think
more?
I shared all mine already.
Okay, okay.
I
Does
did a
anyone
bunch of
have any
Ouija boards
others?
growing up, but nothing happened.
Okay. No exorcism of Sam. Okay. Any other ghost stories for Brendan?
Nope. Those are my only experiences. Just sleep
Well,
paralysis
I mean,
demons.
but I think that's obviously it was plenty to last me for 14 years. So I think you've had plenty for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Now that we've talked about it, it's gonna happen tonight.
God, I hope not. Mike, what about you? Any other experiences you want to share?
No, that's all.
Okay. Well, how about this then, Sean? I'll share one, then you share one, and then we'll go from there.
Sure.
But so this is actually the very first night that I ever watched Night of the Living Dead. So it was in high school, and I went down to the coast. I grew up in South Carolina, and I went down to the coast of South Carolina with my roommate because I went to a boarding school. And we were on break. So whenever we went down there, that part of South Carolina is one of the oldest regions of the United States. And Beaufort, South Carolina, which is where we were, is one of the oldest cities in the United States as well. So it's really old and it looks old and you just feels very ghost-like whenever you're there. And it has all those trees with the Spanish moss hanging down from it and everything like that. So you just, and all the houses are really old, Southern Gothic looking. So you just feel it whenever you're there. Anyway, I loved it. But I was always terrified to watch any zombie movies for some reason. I haven't gotten to the bottom of why that is. But my roommate convinced me. He's like, we're going to watch this for the first time tonight. And so I was like, all right. So I went down there. We watched it and it scared the shit out of me. And then he said, I'm going to take you down this road that's supposed to be the most haunted road in town. And it's called Land's End Road. At the end of the road is a fort, like an old military fort, and it's abandoned. And they say that whenever you go there, you can see this glowing orb light floating around, and it's the Land's End ghost. So we were all ready because we're already scared from the movie. And we drove down the road, and it's like one of those roads where the trees are all hanging over it like this, of course, and the moss is coming down, and it's dark as hell. And you go all the way to the end of it, and you get there to the fort, and it's completely dark and scary, and it's like moss everywhere. And it's kind of like just really creepy. And we're just sitting there in the car, creeping ourselves out, psyching ourselves out about this. And we look at we were sitting there for like half an hour. And then we look at the entrance, and my roommate's like, look, it looks like there's a dude sitting at the entrance. And I'm like, oh, stop fucking with me, man. He's like, no, I'm serious. And so I look, and I see, and it just looks exactly like a person sitting on a chair right next to the entrance. But it's like a shadow. And so wearing a big hat or something. And so we're just sitting there staring at it and staring at it. And then all of a sudden it like turns its head like that, and we see like we can see the head turn, the hat turn and everything, the body shift in the chair and all of this. And then at the same time, this glowing orb comes out and starts like drifting towards the car. And so we shit our pants, and then we just drove the hell out of there. So that was my my great experience there. But Sean, do you have one you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you, not something that I experienced firsthand, but just from someone I used to know who I thought was cool. I respected them. I don't know why they would make it up, but so they told me a story one time, and they were 100% convinced that it happened this way. They used to work nights and out of town sometimes, and so they had finished up wherever they were. They were trying to get back home. He had just had a baby. His wife and baby were home. He didn't want to stop and spend the night. He wanted to just get all the way home, and so he was driving real late into the night. He got into a very, very small town, not anything open, nothing happening, and it had a flat tire. And so he pulls over. He thought about calling his wife, cell phone, but he didn't want to wake her up. So he's trying to figure out what to do because there's nothing anywhere around him. He did not have a spare. He's like, I really don't know what I need to do. So sitting in his car for a few minutes, he suddenly sees headlights behind him. And it looks like it's a little wrecker or something. He's like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, how, right here. And he gets out. Guy gets out of the wrecker, talks to him. The guy tells him he has a shop about 5 miles ahead. He will tow his car and take a look at it. That way you can make sure the wheel's not damaged to get it fixed. And my friend was like, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. Are you sure? I'll pay you. And the guy's, yeah, no, absolutely. So guy tows his car to the shop, decent looking shop, goes in, turns on the lights. The wheel was fine, put a new tire on it, didn't charge him anything, told him, it's late at night, just pay it forward sometime, help somebody else going forward. So friend gets in his car, goes home. The next morning, he's telling his wife about it, and he wanted to go back and do something for the guy. Like it was only like another 30 minutes from his house. So he decides to go back to the shop. He had an idea of where it was, and he drives like 30 minutes and sees nothing. Drives like 45 minutes and sees nothing. And then finally he sees this little diner that's open. And so he goes in there and he's like, yeah, I had a flat tire here last night, probably around 2 a.m. There's a shop like 15 miles away, I think, probably somewhere like that. And they're like, no, there's absolutely nothing. And he's like, no, I wasn't there. Like the guy told me there, like he fixed my tire. They're like, no, the only place that's even close burned down like 20 years ago. And so then he drives a little bit further and he actually, he finds this shop, but it's obviously not, there's fire damage. There's nobody there. There's no nothing. And so now he's convinced that something helped him. A truck showed up out of nowhere, a shop out of nowhere, a person out of nowhere, something helped him, but he has no idea what it was. And the first time he told me the story, I was like, yeah, were you drinking during this late night driving home? But I mean, maybe there's things out there. So yeah, that's again, I've never experienced it, but that's what he told me, and he was convinced. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's an awesome story, Sean. That seems like a movie.
I know.
I need that ghost to come and take a look at my car.
Exactly. That's so good. I love that so much. There was I lived in Memphis. I'm in Memphis right now, but I don't live here necessarily. But I did live here for like 4 years in a row during college, and then another 3 years in a row after that later on. And it was during that time when I started living in homes here, and homes here are pretty old for the United States. And they are the city is really historic. It was a center for civil rights history, a center for music history. Lots of stuff has happened here. Of course, Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated here. So there's just all kinds of crazy violent history here as well. So because of that, we have a lot of ghost stories. Just for example, I used to live on a street called Rembert. And on that street, just a few blocks down, was where the serial killer Machine Gun Kelly grew up with his very wealthy family.
Are you sure that's his name?
Yes, that was his name, and that's where the name comes from, by the way. And
no idea.
yeah,
Me, I'm like,
yep,
I know that
I
name.
know. Yep, you know his name for a reason. So yeah, he grew up there, and he was so by the way, they never proved he was a serial killer. He claimed to be a serial killer. So anyway, he grew up on that street, and then further down that same street is where the musician Jeff Buckley lived when he was in Memphis to record some of his music, and he died in the Mississippi River when he was here. So there's lots of ghosts on that street. In the apartment I lived in, there were just like constantly shit happening, lights turning on and off on their own. We had hooks on our doors and they would pop out, even when they were just hanging in really loose. There were scratch marks that looked like nails on the stairs, like leading down the stairs like that. The ceiling fan would come on its own. My roommate said books would fly off her shelf. And after we moved out of that apartment, we were at a party, and Memphis is kind of a small world. As it turns out, our friend was dating this cop, and that cop's first day on the job, she actually went to that apartment. And she was at that apartment to check on someone who turned out to be a dead person who had committed suicide in that apartment. So it was definitely a place of some type of activity, and it was just a really strange thing when we found that out. So that's my other ghost story that I wanted to share, but I still think sleep paralysis is the worst of any that you can experience. Like even worse than any movie that you can see. It's just, have you experienced sleep paralysis, Sean?
I have not. It sounds absolutely terrifying. But no,
Okay.
I have not, luckily.
Okay.
Said that. Now watch. We just had this conversation. I've been talking about things I don't believe in. Never had that. It'll happen tonight. Yeah, my whole world will get fucked up tonight. So yeah.
We did a whole episode about the Pope's exorcist, so you came out fine. So we're okay.
That's true.
All right, great. Well, any other stories to share before we move into the? Oh, we got to talk about movies. So let's go back to Sam. Sam, do you have any favorite ghost movies?
I actually wanted to bring up a TV show because it's my favorite show, Haunting a Hill House. It is so creepy, but so beautiful and emotional. And I'm not a big rewatcher of shows, even maybe sometimes. And I've watched the show like probably 4 times through, and I just started it again. So had to put it on the list, even though it's not a movie technically, but it's like a really long, nice movie.
Brendan, what about you?
Oh, I got shit tons of ghost movies, dude. Yeah, like
Brought a whole shelf down.
I did bring a whole shelf.
Yeah,
let's
show
see,
us your movies.
I kind of like organize them from like ghost stories and like demon stories.
Just start with like 1 or 2 so you don't steal someone's.
Yeah,
Here he is. You're just gonna name every ghost movie.
doesn't matter. I have them all. I'll bring up Lake Mungo.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think it's I didn't really enjoy it my first time watching it, but I'm gonna give it another rewatch. But I think I feel like if you were to watch this on TV late at night with the lights off, I think it's the perfect way to watch this movie because I think it is definitely a good creepy tale. It's a good little ghost story. It's not my favorite,
Great.
but I think it's all
I
right.
really dislike that movie.
Did you?
It's really
I
great
could have
box,
seen that.
I love that Blu-ray, the artwork and all the cover and all that. Yeah, that movie.
That looks
I
great.
tried it every which way that people told me to watch it to enjoy it. That's a miss for me, but part of me still wants to get that for my found footage collection.
A lot of
That's
people do
beautiful.
love it.
Yeah, I love Lake Mungo. But I mean, I was just so that the big scary moment in that movie that people talk about, whether it scared you or not, it scared me and it's stuck with me forever. And so I think that's why I love that pick for Ghost Story. Any others, Brendan?
Oh, we got lots, but we can continue to go around the table.
Okay, Mike, what about you?
You know what? I'm gonna kind of steal what Sam did for a little bit, because The Haunting of Hill House to me was a scary ghost story. I know I'm in the minority here. I'm gonna go with The Haunting of Bly Manor. I actually enjoyed that more because I love romantic ghost stories. And I'm finding a lot more lately. So since she said that, I was like, you know what? I really loved The Haunting of Bly Manor, and I will kind of do a slash with that for the movie The Innocents, which they're parallel movies or movie and TV show based off of the same story. Innocence from I think it's the 60s, another beautiful movie. But yeah, I love romantic haunted ghost stories. And I think The Haunting of Bly Manor did a fantastic job. Once you got past the little bit of annoyance that the little girl gave off every episode, she was a little annoying, but outside of that, beautiful, beautiful show.
Okay,
enjoyed
great.
it.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'm glad Sam enjoyed it as well. And it is a good ghost story. And that Turn of the Screw, is that what it's based on? I think.
Yeah.
Okay, Sean, what about you?
You know, probably my favorite ghost movie. I mean, it's not any hidden gem or anything, but I absolutely love Ghost Ship, especially the opening. And I think that's a lot of why I love the opening to that movie. I think it's one of the best openings there is. And then I like the ghost singer that keeps messing with the one guy and leads him to his death. But I really enjoy Ghost Ship. Yeah, so I think a lot of it again because of the opening, but I think it's pretty solid all the way through. I think it's well acted, it's well paced. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of Ghost Ship, and I've heard mixed reviews on it from other people, but I really like it.
Yeah, Ghost Ship. I mean, is there any other scene that's more memorable than that one in the opening? I can't really think of any. But yeah, Ghost Ship. I mean, for me, I forget about the rest of the movie. But what do you all think about Ghost Ship?
I've always been a fan of it, especially because of the opener. But I also think once people started like getting into, I think honestly social media kind of helped this movie out, that you have a lot of people that are okay with liking cheesy movies, and it starts to become this cult classic, and people are like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna give this movie another shot, just like it did the same thing to House of Wax, the remake. People really didn't like that movie or Ghost Ship when they first came out. They were kind of like destroyed in reviews and stuff, but I think it's kind of gotten its renaissance era, because I hear so many people, even outside of just putting the opening of Ghost Ship at like one of the best openings of a horror movie of all time, I think you start to see a lot of people are appreciating the movie a little bit more.
Yeah. All right. Do you guys like Ghost Ship?
I'm a little bit in the opposite direction here. When I was a kid, it scared me. And yeah, that scene is so memorable. But we rewatched it like what, 4 years ago?
Yeah, it's been a while.
And it just didn't really do it for me. House of Wax, on the other hand, I've been a lover since the beginning and forever will ship that movie.
That's a good one. I like House of Wax. I like both House of Wax. Okay. Yeah, and I love Ghost Ship opening scene, but I also like really cheesy shit too, as you all know. So
Do you like Ghost Ship?
that's
I mean, it's okay.
Okay, you're in the same boat as me.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. The opening's great. The rest of the movie, I'd have to give it like another rewatch to have a full opinion on it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And that's another one that the last time I watched it was when I was drunk. So, who knows? Things have
Same.
totally changed. Okay. Well, let's talk about some of. Oh, are there any other ghost movies you want to talk about, Brendan? Because I know you had a list.
Oh yeah, Sam's got a list too. Do you want to fire one off?
Oh, yeah.
I'll bring up one we just watched, which was Terrified. It genuinely scared me. I think I yelled "what the fuck" at the TV and was literally hiding behind my blankets at times. Like, it actually creeped me out, and it's like, yeah, terrifying. So I had to put that on the list.
Great choice. That movie, I actually prefer that movie to When Evil Lurks, which is that other movie. I think same director. But I like Terrified. Terrified scared me way more. And I just thought it was brilliant. Has anyone else seen Terrified?
Yes.
I have not.
Yep.
Oh, watch it.
Okay.
It's scary.
Yeah, I've heard about it, but I have not seen it, so I definitely need to give it a watch.
It's a genuinely scary movie.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't been scared like that in a long time.
Yeah, it's very creepy, atmospheric. It definitely does a good job.
Yeah, all the lights off, have it up loud, do it right.
Yeah, that's the scene with the little kid is the best. Okay. Let's keep going to some movies. You can just throw them out if you have them.
Yeah, just throw out a bunch now, I guess.
We got I want to stick with like actual ghost stories, so I think they're the best. We got Stir of Echoes.
Yeah.
Love it.
Really cool cover.
Yeah, huge, underrated. I feel like this is coming back now more so because it was overshadowed by another ghost story, The Sixth Sense.
Yes,
that
of
also came out
course.
the year. But I think Stir of Echoes hold a special place in my heart because that was like one of the Sci-Fi Channel's Halloween movies on every Friday that you'd catch. And I remember it just scaring the shit out of me, and I appreciate it because it's a ghost story, but where it's a mystery as well, which is something that I really like. Rather than like we get a lot of the demon possessions, like The Exorcist and stuff like that, but like ghost stories where they're trying to trying to convince you of something. Like, don't spoil this because Sam hasn't seen it, but oh Jesus, that's
Really watched it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Really
a
good
great
movie.
movie. I forgot
Yes.
all about that.
Don't spoil it because Sam hasn't seen it. But like, I enjoy ghosts that are trying to like, I don't know what's the word. They're trying to get you to solve their story from beyond the grave, essentially, so they can rest peacefully. And
Yeah,
then
I like that too. Yeah.
It's just genuinely creepier. So then, what else?
Do you have this one?
I don't. I actually don't. I didn't bring it with me.
Okay.
Let's see. Now we got demon movies, which I'm gonna pull out. A couple. Oh, Jeffrey Dean Morgan movies, because I don't know. I must have a man crush on him or something.
You
But
definitely do.
I love the
Who
possession.
doesn't?
Yeah, he's vegan. It's okay.
Him and Kevin Bacon are your men.
Yeah, I know. I don't get it, but like I
It
love
makes
possession.
sense. You don't have to explain. It makes sense. It just makes sense.
The possession and the unholy are two really good. They're still like at heart ghost stories until like the very end, which is kind of unfortunate. Both of these are actually produced by Sam Raimi too, so that maybe was why I like them. You can't go wrong with those ones. I think one that I saw not too long ago that is excellent is The Wailing.
I almost put that on the other day. I haven't seen it yet.
It's a long watch, but
Wow.
it is incredible.
Yeah, give that to me.
That's
Bring that
an
to us.
intense movie right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What else do I got here?
That movie scared the crap out of me too. With that one part where that dude, the demon eyes glowing, and he's climbing over the rocks. I was like, just stop. That's so scary.
There's lots of creepy imagery in that movie. Let's see. We got a fun one. We got Beetlejuice. It's a ghost story.
Sure is.
Can't be beaten out by The Exorcist.
Ooh,
Classic.
the
And
spirit.
I only have the remake here. I was too lazy to pull out the OG. But the Amityville Horror is a classic ghost story.
Yeah,
It's more of a
has to be.
possession one. More of a possession one as well. And I think I'll leave it with The Fog, The Cursed Town.
Oh yeah,
Great
there we
ghost
go.
story.
Which I haven't seen in a really long time, so I don't remember anything about it.
Never seen it.
I think
I
it was
don't
think
overrated
it'd
when I
be-
watched it.
Yeah, it gives you some good Tom Atkins stuff though, and
Mhm.
and Jamie Lee Curtis, right? Yeah, and the ghosts in that too are just like such classic ghost looking things. I think it's really nice looking. It's also not my favorite John Carpenter movie, but I could see why it's become a horror classic. Do you like The Fog, Sean?
I do. I really do. The remake, not so much, but I like the original.
I didn't see the remake, I don't think. But,
Yeah, you didn't miss much.
Okay. All right. What other? Oh, I wanted to talk about The Haunting, the House on Haunted Hill, the OG ones. Those ones were like I used to watch those all the time whenever I was a kid. And the 1999 one with Owen Wilson and Catherine Zeta-Jones. That's such a great movie. I love that movie. I used to watch it constantly as a kid, and it scared the crap out of me. And there were always parts where I would close my eyes, but I would hear it. So I would watch these movies for years, knowing what it sounded like, but being too afraid to see what it was. And so like that anticipation makes it even scarier. But I think those are both really great classic ghost haunted house type vibes.
I think if you are looking for the best of like ghost stories, and you're good with foreign language, you have to be watching Japanese horror. Two different eras too, though. Like the 50s through the 70s is my favorite of Japanese ghost stories that I've been going into because they're very, again, for me, they're beautiful romantic ghost stories, very haunting, very depressing at times. But I'm just going to spitfire The Snow Woman, The Bride from Hades, A Ghost Love Story of Japan. And then you go into the J-horror that most people know of, like the 90s and 2000s with like Dark Waters, Ringu, Ju-on. It's just, I feel like the Japanese directors and writers just, I don't know what it is over there, if they just understand ghosts better or they're just like a lot deeper in the like sinister vibe, because they just come up with some wild stories and they're so good that the Americans had to really jump on this remake train with it, and they, with one exception, they really never captured the same aesthetic and experience of the originals.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Is
Good job. That was
Is
brilliant.
the whaling J horror, or is it Korean, or?
I think
It's
it's
Korean.
Yeah.
Oh, is
South,
it? Okay.
South Korean.
I'm excited to check it out.
Thank you for giving us the guide on the 50s and 70s and intro into it, because that's an area that I need to get more well versed in. Yeah,
I'll mention
brilliant.
a couple.
Yeah.
One, just because I don't remember a whole lot about what I thought about the movie itself overall, but very seldom does an ending surprise me much anymore, especially when it comes to that kind of thing. Believe it or not, I know no one's going to believe this, but I figured The Sixth Sense out halfway through it. I leaned to my brother and told him Bruce Willis is dead. Like I just somehow it clicked. I knew it. I know a lot of people say they
Nice.
figured it out and they're lying, but I really did figure it out. However, I did not see the end of the others coming. And I don't remember much about that movie, but I do remember being shocked
Brilliant.
by the ending, which helped me appreciate it a little bit more at the time. So there's that one. And another one that, and this is going to be something that I know it gets a lot of attention, but I was not initially a fan of the Paranormal Activity movies. I thought they were boring. Going back in the last year and rewatching them, I enjoy them so much more because I think for me,
Okay.
if there's a part of me that does believe in this type of thing, this is almost more how I think it is. The way Paranormal Activity was done, it seems so much more, not because it's found footage, it just seems more real to me. Like this is what I can see this being like. But I have a funny story on this as well, and I think it's the fourth one. I don't remember, but there's a scene in this movie where there's a demon after a girl, and it's like making these growling noises and talking to her, and she's screaming help and freaking out. So I had been watching this movie when I went to bed because I had seen all of the other Paranormal Activity movies, but I hadn't seen this one. And so I put it in one night when I went to bed. And a girl that I was seeing at the time had just got a new dog, pretty big dog, but she had just got this dog. And I start dreaming about I'm talking to this girl on the phone, and suddenly her dog starts growling at her, and in my dream, and coming after her, and she's screaming help, and I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? I can't get to her right now. We're on the phone. Like I was freaking out in my dream. I was terrified because it sounded like her dog was all over her. When I woke up, somehow, I do not know how, because I had finished the movie, but the movie had restarted, and it was on the scene where this demon is growling at this girl. And so what I was hearing in my dream was this that was happening on the movie. But it freaked me out so bad that I was awake for the next 2 hours trying to figure out what was real and what wasn't real. How did the movie start over by itself? How did I get to that part in the movie right as I'm having this dream? It really did. It freaked me out for a couple hours. I felt so bad because I was so shaken up that I call her at like 4 o'clock in the morning and like, I just wanted to make sure you were okay. And she's like, I'm trying to sleep. And I was like, all right, well, I had a dream that your dog was killing you. And she's just like, what's wrong with you? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, so that now I look at it and it cracks me up. But I don't know. I've developed so much more of an appreciation for those movies because, especially the first one, because if I'm going to believe in that kind of thing, then I think that's pretty accurate.
Great. Yeah. And so thank you for bringing up Paranormal Activity and the others, because you can't talk about ghosts without talking about these movies as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you could talk about ghosts for for hours, honestly, in the horror genre. And also because Mike brought up J horror, and he was talking about how a lot of times it feels deeper in a way, and I think that's something you could investigate too, because it's connected to a lot of their religious beliefs or folklore things that, or even like how the values of their society, the things that they place value on, the things like their beliefs on the afterlife, all sorts of things that go into it. And because it's unfamiliar to us right away, it's a little bit creepier automatically. I think that's just my view on that. But did you see Impetigore? Was that a ghost story? I feel like it was. The Indonesian horror movie.
Think it's a ghost story.
I thought it was, and that scared me too. Did you see that? Anybody?
I haven't seen it.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Letterbox says I seen it, but I don't remember it. And after seeing Joko Anwar's a lot of his movies and hearing people talk about Embedagore, I think I would remember it. So I'm gonna say that I accidentally logged that movie.
Okay. Yeah, that was my first introduction to that filmmaker, and I was just like, wow. You would definitely remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, he pushes limits in a great way.
The opening scene alone is just woo. Anyway. Okay. Hey, welcome back. Do your dogs ever stare into the distance and bark at ghosts?
Sometimes.
Who?
I don't know. I've seen them randomly do it. I can't recall an exact time, but
What?
Hmm?
What?
probably more so Bruce.
Since when?
I don't know. He's done it like at work and stuff.
No.
Those barks at random stuff.
I mean, he's dumb though.
Are they dumb or do they know more than we do? That's the
Yeah.
mystery. That's
He's
the
like,
unsolved
"I'm
mystery.
Great right now.
My little
mean-
dog does it a lot, but to be honest, I think she's just trying to get back at me because I've tried to scare her. You and I, Isaiah, we've talked about this before, and other people have probably heard me talk about. I've tried to scare my dog with different not because I don't love her, just because I think it would be funny. But I put different masks on and things and tried to scare her, and she just looks at me like I've lost my freaking mind. But then she goes off and stares down the hall, barking at weird shit that I don't see anything. I think she's just fucking with me, trying to get me back. So she's like, "Okay, let me see if I can scare you now."
Yeah, maybe. Sometimes they are trying to get you back, All right, well, let's see. I think does anyone want to shout out any other ghost movies before we move to our next category?
No,
I think we're good. I think we did a great job covering it. And thank you so much, Sean, for coming and contributing.
Yeah, thank you all so much. It was good seeing everybody.
Yeah, it was great to have you here. Thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Yep, sounds
Bye.
good. See ya.
Hi, John.
Bye.
Bye, Sean. Let's see. What is the next one? Where am I? Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh, game break. Fact or fiction?
Yeah, I was
you ready?
excited for this one.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you three. I think it's 3 scenarios. Let me pull it up again so I can see. Yeah, I'm going to read you 3 scenarios, and you are going to tell me if this is fact or fiction. And these are actually based on the show Fact or Fiction. Did you ever watch that show? Any of you?
I don't think so.
Nope. Never heard of that one.
You have to watch it. I think it's on Tubi now, but it's like from the 80s or 90s or something like that. But it's Jonathan Frakes from Star Trek. And he's the host of it. And he presents like 3 stories, and they're really bizarre, mysterious sort of tales. And then the viewer has to guess if it's a true story or a story they made up. So I'm going to read you 3 stories, and they're all going to be bizarre or eerie in some way. And then the 3 of you have to vote on if it's fact or which one you think is fiction, because 2 will be fact, 1 will be fiction.
2 truths and a lie. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like that. So I didn't even make the connection. Okay. All right. But we're calling it fact or fiction because you need to go watch that show. All right. So here we go. And these are actually drawn from the show. So hopefully you'll forget them if you ever go watch it. But, okay. All right. So this is called The Viewing. A young man attends his uncle's wake and notices the dead man's eyes following him around the room. Later, he discovers the uncle left him a fortune in a hidden will, revealed only after the eerie stare prompts him to investigate. Okay. The subway. A commuter on a late-night subway sees a shadowy figure in the reflection of the window, whispering his name. When he turns, the figure's gone. But the next day, he avoids a derailment, guided by the figure's warning. Okay. And the last one is kid in a closet. A boy insists a monster lives in his bedroom closet, describing it in vivid detail. His skeptical family dismisses it until his older brother enters the closet to prove him wrong and vanishes. So 2 of those stories are true and 1 is not. What do you think? Anyone can guess whenever you have a guess.
I'm thinking the last one's not real. That's
Okay.
really intense. But it could be. I don't know.
You can vote as a team. You can vote individually. It's up to you.
They all seem very far-fetched to me to like feel like unequivocally say one is like fiction and two are fact. But for me, the middle one, and this is just the way my brain works, what's throwing me is the wording of that story of like,
Yeah.
he saw the ghosts whisper to him. Like, how do you
I was just reading like a summary of the episode, basically. So it could just be poorly.
No, that's
written.
what I mean.
Yeah.
But like, if that's the synopsis of that story, like something in my head just won't let me like, because they messed up the wording,
Okay.
won't let me like think that that one's true.
Okay. So maybe the spirits are telling you, Mike.
Maybe.
All right. So Mike thinks it's the second one. What about you, Brendan?
Okay. Well, everybody's kind of going with a different one. I kind of want to go with a different one too, because like I can like people disappear all the time, unexplainably.
In their closet?
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
You're about to. You never know.
There's-
Narnia.
Yeah, there's interdimensional portals all over the world. We don't know. It could be anywhere. They could just pop up at any time. Yeah, could have been kidnapped. He could have been just thrown up in the attic real quick. That could have been the crawl space door. Like somebody could have snatched him up there. He's still up there to this day. You know? So there's that, and there's like a lot of experiences of people getting messages from other spirits and stuff like that, telling them to avoid certain things. So I can kind of believe number two. I mean, I don't believe anybody's lucky enough to inherit a bunch of money, so I'm gonna go with that one. At least the eyes. I don't think the eyes were following him.
Okay. So if I was voting on this, by the way, I would have voted the way that Brendan did, because the eyes just seem so ridiculous to me. But I think that's probably explained by psychosis. And I should say, for the record, when they say fact or fiction, that's a producer's view of the word fact. And I think they're taking fact as self-reported stories from people, and they just believe whatever they say. So the fact is, the fiction, I'm sorry, the fiction was the kid in the closet. Yay, Sam.
I say the kid disappeared in his closet.
Could have went through the floorboards. Could have went through the ducts.
You never fucking know with this show, honestly. It's like sometimes you're like, that's not fucking fact. Are you kidding me? Okay, that's great. Good job, Sam. Gets a point. Let's go to our next one. All right. This is called The Email. A paralegal receives anonymous emails from her dead boss, urging her to halt a suspicious will. Following the clues, she uncovers fraud just in time, saving the estate from ruin. Okay. So emails from beyond the grave. Cup of Joe. Do you call it that in Canada? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Not often.
What is it?
Coffee.
Okay.
Cup of Joe?
Oh, I thought you said Papa Joe.
Papa Joe.
Like, who's that? We got Papa John's.
Papa Joe. Okay. Cup of Joe. 3 friends driving through a storm spot a glowing billboard for a coffee shop that doesn't exist. It leads them to safety, but later they learn it vanished in a flood years ago. That sounds kind of familiar.
I was just thinking that.
Okay. That's funny. Secret of the family tomb. A mother and daughter die weeks apart and are buried together. Their shared tomb begins to glow and hum, drawing in crowds until it's open to reveal a chemical reaction from their mingled perfumes. All right, Mike, do you have any ideas?
I am going to go with the fiction is the first one because having worked for a law firm, no lawyer is going to help anybody. So that's my fiction.
Oh, good. Okay. What do you guys think?
See, I would say the second one, but now we just heard Sean's story. So I'm like, I still think I'm going to go with it though.
Okay.
Yeah, just to be different. I'm going to go with number 2, I guess.
Okay. I guess I will also be different and go with number 3.
I already forget what number 3 was.
Ooh, what was number
Too late.
3?
Oh, it's the glow. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
the
actually,
glow
no.
from the family tune. What?
Yeah,
You're changing
that one
it?
just that one sounds so real.
No, in science.
Yeah, that one's science. I know that one's just like it's so hard not to make it sound real. I'm gonna go with Mike with the emails.
All right, so we have 2 votes for the emails, and we have 1 vote for the what was that, Cup of Joe?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody got it right. Oh no.
Brendan,
Brendan, you almost had it. You almost had it. Don't doubt yourself.
Boom. That sounds the
Zoom.
most realistic to me.
I know.
Yeah, I was sold.
Well, sometimes they do a good job. That's why I like watching the show, because sometimes it's so obvious, sometimes it's so ridiculous, and sometimes they do a good job at covering it up. So it's actually fun to watch for that reason. But okay, and it's like a docudrama too. So these stories they make up, they show you them people acting it out and stuff. So it's pretty funny.
Where's the doll?
I think I've seen
Did you move the doll behind me?
no.
Which one?
You probably moved it. You just don't remember.
She's usually beside Chucky. Put her back.
You usually move the doll. It's nothing.
All right, everyone. Thanks for coming to the panel. Talk to you later. We're gonna have a what's that movie called? Host. We're gonna have one of those scenarios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not me. I'll leave very quickly.
That's spooky, Sam. Okay, well, all right.
I could have moved it yesterday. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you're doing your TikToks.
Scared me.
Ugh.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, what were we doing? Oh, we were doing the fact or fiction. Okay. All right, here we go. Set 3. Needlepoint is the name of this one. An older woman embroiders a scene of a fiery crash. Oh, hold on.
I thought that was part of the story. I'm like, oh,
We have another guest here.
Hello.
This is our friend Warren. Hey, Warren, how are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you guys? Can you hear me?
Great. Yes,
Yeah.
I like your beard, Warren.
Awesome.
That's new.
Ah, thanks. Yeah, that's sort of
Yeah.
how I look most of the time. Then I sort of shave it off and
When you come on my show, you should
turn back.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I did. I got the sides done today.
No, I
Oh,
didn't.
no,
I
no,
need
camera.
to groom it up a bit. So everyone, welcome to Warren Badenski. This is the independent filmmaker. He's directed Dead Name. That's not the most recent, but it was the most recent that I had you on the show for. And Simon, which are some great movies. They blend genres as well. But you want to talk about what you do a little bit, Warren?
Yeah, I sort of write, direct, and edit all the fun behind the scenes stuff. I mostly focus in horror because it's the best genre. Yeah. Then I just like to make weird and wonderful kind of stories and put them together.
And what's the most recent project that you just finished up?
So, the one that I've just finished is it's sort of a revenge thriller. It's kind of like a Reservoir Dogs meets female revenge kind of movie. So stepping a little bit out of the horror genre, moving to a thriller. 'Cause I want to try something else just to say I did it once at least. If I get pigeonholed into horror, then there's nothing wrong with that. But I can at least say I tried something slightly different.
Okay.
Yeah, we just so we went to the distributors. They took it to the market at TIFF, and I'll get to hear some stuff probably early next year on if we sold and where we're going.
Great. Well, I know that it's going to do well, and just keep me updated on everything. And I look forward to watching it. I know. Well, we'll talk about that later. Okay, great. Thank you, Warren, for coming. Warren came here today because he's going to talk a little bit about ghosts as well. He wanted to share. I wanted you to tell a little bit about your grandparents. Is that okay? Because I thought that was fascinating.
Yes. Unfortunately, I wish I could have brushed up a little bit more on them. My granddad just passed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Back. Oh no,
I had
it's
no
fine.
idea.
He was 93 years old, so he had a heck of a run.
Oh, good.
And
Okay.
he was full of sort of dementia towards the end, but it wasn't until sort of the last month that he couldn't look after himself, kind of. So he gave it a damn good run.
Okay. Well, rest in peace. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. I should have told you ahead of time.
No, it's all fine. I'm happy to talk about them and things. I more sort of celebrate their life. You know, he was definitely sort of in his last chapter, ready to go. Sort of things. And it was not a surprise or anything, you know. But yeah, they were very spiritual people. My nan and granddad. They used to tell me all sorts of good stories. The best way I can sort of describe it is it's almost like Ed and Lorraine Warren from the movie version of The Conjuring, if the ghosts weren't evil. They kind of went to places and sort of helped spirits pass on, because apparently ghosts are very confused or unaware of what's sort of happening. They don't realize they're dead spirits. So, you know, when they can manifest in, from what I was told, they manifest in ways that, you know, they can't normally interact with the world very much. It's usually like a glint out the corner of your eye, or, you know, the creaking of floorboards and things. But they would hold special seance circles with their, I think they did it through the church. Remember, he said they did healing properties that they could only do through the church. They could never do it for money. They could never do personal gain, or they'd lose all the like access to any of that sort of side of things. But I remember them telling a story of my nan always used to tell this story. She thought it was hilarious. It was apparently a woman who I guess had been a witch in life, and they'd managed to commune with her, and she was saying that she couldn't believe how awful it was that the lights kept going on and off, and she couldn't figure out what was going on. And it turned out this spirit had decided to live in the fridge. The spirit was like getting freaked out because you'd open the fridge door. This house would have this person open the fridge door, the light would come on, and then it would go off, and she'd be like, I can't understand. They're like, oh, because you're in a fridge.
It's like Ghostbusters when that one thing lives in the fridge. Yeah.
Yeah, with the eggs and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they sort of did things like that, and I get little stuff. I always wanted to see one of their seance circles, but I was very small when they'd tell me the stories, and they always said children couldn't be around because spirits. I get the implication is that spirits could like possess children because you're very open-minded. You don't have your spirit guides and all that jazz.
That's so fascinating. And well, first of all, I wanted to go through and introduce Sam and Brendan and Mike, because I forgot to introduce you. I'm sorry.
We've collabed with him before.
Oh, have you? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been on their show as well.
Oh, great. Okay.
It was a
didn't
while
know, just
ago,
in
yeah.
case. Oh, perfect. Okay. So just in case you never met each other, but you all know each other, so that's good. Mike, do you know?
I have not had the pleasure of meeting him yet. Hi, nice
Oh,
to
okay.
meet you.
Okay.
Hi,
Yeah.
lovely to meet you too.
Yes, this is Mike and Serial. I don't know if you follow each other on social medias, but Mike is a found footage aficionado. He's a co-host on Voices from the Mausoleum with Angel Krause, and he's also on Rise from the Dead podcast with Ash to Ashes and Germ. So yeah, check out Mike's stuff. He does stuff for Found TV. He has a top 10 list on there right now on foundtv.com. So go check it out for sure.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Mike, you should talk to Warren sometime, because he's great fun to talk to. This is like his third time on my channel. His first time with a beard, so I almost didn't know who he was. And I
Oh my
almost
god,
blocked
it's the first time I've had a beard.
Yeah.
So this is how I normally look, but I guess you just got me on the time. So
I always got you and it was shaved off. But yeah. Do you have any ghost story? Well, first of all, Warren, we were talking about what is a ghost? What do you think a ghost is in your definition? And do you believe in ghosts as well?
I think I'd probably take a stereotypical thought on ghosts. Like, I think it is a spirit that kind of is lingering about, and maybe my thought is that it's maybe someone who's not ready to sort of leave this plane of existence and move on to whatever the next step is. Whether that's just like fear of the unknown, or they feel like they've got to do something, or just comfort of being where they are. And I think you can have stronger spirits that are more sort of intractable than some that might even be more like just a little bit of emotions or residue energy that's about. And whether I believe in it, it's like I do and I don't. Like, I like to believe the happy bits and ignore the scary bits. So,
Okay, that's a good way to go through life.
yeah. But I've definitely had a couple of things where it's like you can't explain it for anything else, But I'm like, so part of me's always like, it's not real, it's fine. And then part of me's like, well, there's like 3 or 4 things, like something's got to happen there. And I think there is some kind of like science to it. I've always heard something about like, we have an energy in ourselves, like the spark, like whatever you want to call it, that makes us run, like you makes all your body tick over and all that stuff. And obviously, if I remember correctly, according to science, energy doesn't disappear. It's always there. So when it leaves you, it's got to go somewhere. It doesn't become zero. It, like, whether it dissipates into the live stream or becomes part of the earth, or if it just stays as a ball floating about and eventually combines with something else. I think that made sense.
No, that makes perfect sense, and that's It's comforting in a way too to think that for people. I think it's kind of a version of an afterlife. Whenever you think about it, it just doesn't have religious constraints tied around it. But what do you all think about that concept of a ghost?
Yeah, I think it works.
Agree.
It's plausible.
Okay. Well, Warren, thanks for sharing that. And we're going to rope you into our game right now. We're playing a game of fact or fiction. Did you ever hear of that show when you were growing up? Fact or fiction?
Is this the Jonathan Frakes one?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't even know that.
There we go. So, fact or fiction. We are playing a game where I read off 3 premises, and you have to figure out which one is the fiction. So, so far, Sam is the only one who's got it right. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we've only gone fully through 2 scenarios. You arrived when we were on the 3rd scenario. So I'm going to read this scenario, and then we'll go around and decide what is fact and what is fiction. Okay. Where'd it go? There it is. The needlepoint. An elderly woman embroiders a scene of a fiery crash, unaware that it's a premonition. She shows it to her son, who cancels his trip, and the exact accident occurs, sparing his life. All right, so we have our final destination moment. Fact or fiction, toy to the rescue. A child's toy soldier comes to life during a house fire, rolling across the floor to alert the sleeping family. They escape unharmed, crediting the miracle toy with their survival. Mike's face right now.
He's like, come on.
I wish I could have seen that. See, this is the time where I wish I had Riverside instead of Google Meet, because then you could see everyone's reaction at the same time. But I'll explain why I do it this way later. I don't want to waste time on that. Okay, fact or fiction. The house on Baker Street. Residents of a quiet home near... I'm sorry, I read it wrong. Residents of a quiet home hear phantom Sherlock Holmes reenactments. Footsteps, violin music, deductions. Investigations reveal it's just echoes from a nearby theater's ventilation system. Okay. Mike, you want to start since you had the most Extreme reaction.
Well, I think we know which one I don't believe to be true. And I'm going to laugh because I bet you that's going to be one of the facts. But I got to go with Miracle Toy.
All right, the toy that came to life during the fire. Doesn't believe it. Okay. Have you never seen Dolls? Have you never seen Child's Play? Like, you learn nothing from horror movies, Michael?
I have. That's the one thing. I don't think dolls are creepy, but no, I can't. That's the one I'm not going to believe.
Okay. What do you think, Warren?
So I think I might also have to go with the dolls. Like going for the horror movie logic, like that doll would be setting the fire and not saving everyone. Maybe it got caught on the way back. I feel like I've heard the first one, the crochet. I feel like I've heard that story, but I can't remember if I've heard that as a story or as one of those freak stories of like crazy that's true. So I'm gonna go with the toy one. The Baker Street sounds like definitely something that might have happened at Baker Street.
It kind of does. Okay, good. Thank you, Warren. So we have 2 votes for the doll that came to life, or the toy soldier, I'm sorry, that came to life. What do you all think over there?
I want to say the doll too, but I'm going to be different and go with the first one because I think they just stole the movie Phallus Nation, so that is fake. They stole aspects of it.
Final Destination came out after this show, by the way.
Damn.
I just wanted to put
Final
it out there in case
Destination
it
stole
changed
this
here.
story. That was probably real. Damn it. Okay. I definitely think the last one is real. So I'm going to change my answer and go with the doll. No, it's going to be the first one.
Brendan, who had his correct answer changed in the last round, is still recovering from the pain of that.
I'll go with the first one.
Damn it.
Okay. The first one. So this is a case, Mike, where the wording once again threw everyone off. So no one got it right.
Oh,
The fiction was the house on Baker Street. So this is one of those where the wording was exaggerated. So from the perspective of the person self-reporting this story, the toy soldier came to life and did that. But that's kind of why I did Miracle Toy. I was hoping to send a kind of a message, but it didn't go through. That's my fault. Okay, let's go to the last round here for fact or fiction. And we'll see if we can get anyone to tie with Sam on this. All right, here we go. The Curse of Hampton Manor. A greedy realtor sells a haunted mansion to a couple. The wife dies mysteriously. The husband follows. And then the realtor moves in and meets a shocking end in the electrified bathtub. All right. Murder on the second floor. Neighbors witness an 18-foot tall man in a trench coat leaning over a balcony, murdering someone below. Police dismiss it as a trick of the light until forensics reveal the killer used stilts.
I'm trying not to react.
I can't look at my
Sam looking.
I saw your face and I started laughing.
God forbid.
I
I could never act in a movie with Mike.
I was trying so hard, and then I looked over and I saw Sam looking at, and I could tell she was looking at me.
Okay. Wax executioner. This is the last one. In a wax museum, an executioner figure moves on its own, nearly strangling a visitor. The creepy statue leaves no footprints, fueling rumors of possession. All right. Who wants to go first?
I'm gonna go with the stilts being the fiction.
Stilts? Okay.
It seems
Why do
to
you
make
think
yourself
that?
eight. I feel if you're going to murder someone, making yourself 18-foot tall seems impractical.
Unless he works at the circus.
Yeah, he's practiced.
It's true. Could
Oh
have
my
used the
God,
ropes.
I love it.
I'm just picturing like Michael Myers on stilts trying to like catches up and then like his arms just don't reach. It's like, God damn it. My stride is amazing, but I can't reach anything.
That's a good point. Oh my God. I just imagine scrolling through Tubi and seeing 18-foot massacre or something at 3 a.m, and I would definitely watch it.
Oh God, yeah.
Mike, what do you think, Mike?
I'm gonna go with the last one
Which one is
because
that?
I feel I'm doing
Oh,
this
the,
off of strategy. I'm trying to remember, and I feel like the third one was the answer for all of them. So I'm gonna cheat.
Okay, so you picked the wax executioner.
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting strategy. Did you have one that spoke to you outside of that strategy? I'm just curious.
Clearly the middle one, but it threw me because then once they got to the stilts, again, I don't think that's a dumb idea to like murder someone and then just make yourself very obvious, like for people to look at you. But at least, like, I thought the minute you said that they saw an 18-foot man, I was like, well, that's clearly not. But then once you put in the stilts, I was like, well, it's possible. I just don't think it was very smart on the killer, but that was sort of speaking to me at first.
Okay. So we have the wax executioner, we have the man in the stilts, and we have Sam and Brendan. What do you all think?
Oh, I was thinking the last one too, but I might go with the first one just because, like, I mean, coincidences happen. And I feel like it's obvious, so I want to maybe say that maybe that's the not real one. I don't know.
All right.
This is hard because I could either get tied up here or I could win. So I really want to be right. But
So you are the greedy realtor. Is that the one you're picking?
yeah.
Okay.
That's the one that I was going to go with.
Oh, all right. So Brendan and Sam are united in their vote. And so everyone picked a different one this time. So the real fiction is the man on the stilts.
Hey.
Good job, Warren. It was the most obvious one this time.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought like wax figure could have like the heat could have made it soft and lunge and
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Exactly. All right. Well, that's amazing. So I didn't have a tiebreaker here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to give Warren the one that he missed. All right. The one that Sam got right. And so if Warren gets it right, then I guess we have another tiebreaker. I don't. But if
No, then he wins.
no, he wins. You're right. I'm sorry. Math is hard. Okay, Warren, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. The viewing. A young man attends his uncle's wake and notices the dead man's eyes following him around the room. Later, he discovers the uncle left him a fortune and a hidden will, revealed only after the eerie stare prompts him to investigate. The subway. A commuter on a late-night subway sees a shadowy figure in the reflection of the window, whispering his name, Warren, Warren. When he turns, it's gone. But the next day, he avoids a derailment by getting off early, guided by the warning. And kid in a closet. A boy insists that a monster lives in his bedroom closet, describing it in vivid detail. His skeptical family dismisses it until his older brother enters and vanishes, leaving only his clothes. Sorry,
You okay?
He's dying.
Oh, no, I can't handle it. Okay. So which one is?
I don't even think he caught the last one.
There's something about the closet monster and the brother disappearing. I don't think that one's real. No.
Sorry, Sam.
Oh, I forgot. Am I
No,
looking for?
you were right. You were right. But I'm apologizing to Sam because the reason I'm laughing is because I realized before, as I was reading it, not the content, but because Mike was saying all of the correct answers are number 3, and then I was reading it. I was reading it in the first order, so it's like no matter what happened, he was gonna get it right anyway. So I started laughing. All right, sorry, Sam.
That's okay.
Congratulations,
I'll take
Warren.
the loss.
You are smarter than everyone in this room. Good job.
I have a pretty good streak for beginner's luck. The first time I sort of do something, I usually do it pretty well. End up winning. After that, it's way downhill. So if we play this game again in the future, Sam will definitely beat me, I think.
Okay, well, yeah, that's my bad. Well, don't take me to any sort of poker games or anything like that.
Or me.
Yeah, yes, Mike. We'll support you, and let the rest of you play. But thank you, Warren, for coming and playing this game with us, and for sharing your ghost stories and about your grandparents, and our condolences on your grandfather. And I hope that you just his memory will bring you lots of happiness.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
And thanks for coming by. But any other final comments you want to say, Warren? You want to tell us where we can find you so we can watch your movies?
Yes, I'm on Instagram. I don't tend to post much because I'm terrible at social media, but I'm there and Blue Sky when I remember to use it. And so Dead Name's out in the US on Blu-ray. I think darksidereleasing.com, the distributor site, is the easiest place to get it. And I think Amazon, if you're in the US, has it. It hasn't crossed over to the UK version, and I haven't checked the other countries. But it's region free, as far as I'm aware. So I know I've picked up a copy that I can watch over here. So that seems to be true. But yeah, Simon is on Netflix in the UK and European territories, but Prime everywhere else. I think it's free in some territories, but I think other ones it's a 99-cent rent or a $1.99. But I hear it's a good time. So the last time I watched it, I actually really enjoyed it, which was very cool. Because being a filmmaker, you usually just see the flaws.
Right.
This time
I think it's really fun. And what I can't remember the actor's name who plays Simon again. Chris Bell. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he does an amazing job, and the whole cast is really good. But it's really the sound design in Simon that gets you under your skin. It's the first thing you notice. And I love that movie. And Dead Name is even better if you go watch it.
Thank you. Yes, check it out. Give us a review, especially if you like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Warren. It was so good to see you again. And we'll have you back on again soon.
Bye.
Yeah, nice.
Bye.
See you all.